Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to another Talking Points episode here on Buzzing Pattaya, and to today's discussion, and that is breaking up with her, what could possibly go wrong. I've had a lot of guys over the last 2 years sending me in emails and sending me comments saying, oh mate, you know, what do I do? I've broke up with this girl, she's gone ballistic, she's gone bananas, and you know, I've really don't know how to get out of the situation. I've shared with you myself, I've had, remember the little pocket rocket, Yaya, that blew up like a volcano, jumped in with me in that situation where I had to call the police and they had to physically remove her. I've had the situation with Fawn. Remember Fawn? She played the long game with me, and that didn't end very well. So I have had a few experiences myself where things have gone tits up, and I'm sure that you guys watching. One of the things I'm looking forward to in today's video is reading your comments. I can imagine, and please, when you write the comments, just try and keep it within the reams of where we are. But yeah, I can imagine some of you have some fairly volatile separations, and I look forward to reading those because if you're writing, it means you live to tell the tale. So what to expect? We're going to go through this, and what I'll do is I'll quickly put some overlays over the top. Now these videos, please don't take these videos as now. These are old videos I'm just going to throw over the top of the video while we talk, rather than just sit here staring at me. So don't think, oh look at that, that's not there, or this is changed. These are old stock footage videos that I've taken over the last 2 years, so please don't think anything else. So number one, expect the unexpected. And by that what I mean is, Thai girls in general, not just here in the industry that we're talking about, but in general, they're very volatile. They can go from one extreme to another. They go from extremely silent, moody, not talking to you, to suddenly being an explosive cannonball that's fired at you, and you're thinking, wow, where did that come from? So when you do get involved with the Thai girls and you start to form a relationship, you have to be prepared that no matter what you think is going to happen, maybe something else differently will happen. And also, you've got to bear in mind the time frame. How do you class yourself as in a relationship? Are you a kind of guy that's like, oh, a week or 2 weeks? Well, we're kind of seeing each other now. Is it a month plus? Oh, that's it. Yeah, we're done and dusted now. We're into a relationship. Maybe it's even longer. Maybe you'll flip from girl to girl, day to day, and expect that to still become a relationship. But what you consider to be the relationship may not be how she figures things out herself. And after 3 or 4 days, you might be that white knight. You may be that guy that she thinks, yes, finally, here we go. I found myself someone that's going to take care of me and is going to look after me, and I don't have to worry about things moving forward. So remember, the time frame is very, very important as to where she sits in her world and where you sit in your world. So things, as we know, normally they'll start off really good. Everything's fine, no dramas whatsoever. You're having a great time. All the boxes are being ticked, and then suddenly maybe things start to change. The mood swings come in. The Thai girls are very moody, and I don't like saying it like that because it seems like I'm persecuting them, but I'm just saying that they do have volatile mood swings. The silent treatment's incredible. They can last for days. I've had people message me saying, Trev, she didn't say a word to me for 3 days. I'm thinking, hallelujah, sweetheart, have a listen. I'm only joking. But the point being is that they can be very, very unpredictable, and it really can be very frustrating, particularly if you're here and obviously you don't speak their language, because then 9 times out of 10, when a Thai girl's very angry, she'll talk in Thai and she'll grunt and shout at you in Thai, and you're thinking, what are you saying? And it makes it very frustrating. So let's just say you've been into a relationship and now things are going south, and you think, oh man, this is not good. I'm not happy about this. I need to make a change. Well, the next thing you need to do is plan it. You need to think ahead of the game. Has she moved her clothes into your room or to your condo, wherever? Has she started to leave all her makeup and all her jewelry and stuff in your home? Are there belongings there? Because ultimately, when you make that sudden move to say, look, sweetheart, sorry, but it ain't happening, she's going to need access to your place. So maybe if she's going out one day, it might be worth you helping her pack her stuff. Sounds brutal, I know, but the last thing you want is her kicking off in your condo or in your home because suddenly she starts swinging around stuff. Remember Yaya? These kind of things, they do happen, and you've got to be prepared. So you need to plan it. And when you do plan the breakup, try to maybe make it a bit more gentle. rather than just she walks through the door, say, right, here's your bags, now do one, about turn, and off you go, because that's obviously really brutal. But, you know, just try to make it a little bit more less painful and say, you know, so I don't know, maybe I want to go away and I want to do some things, and maybe try and get some distance between you without that brutal bang, we're done. It may not be able to do that way. You may have to say, look, sweetheart, I'm sorry, but it just ain't working out, in which case, you know, you're going to have to face the music either way, whichever way it goes. But the point being is just plan it. Don't have this sporadic spur of the moment, right, that's it, we're done, bye-bye, see you later, because the fireworks will come from that. I think, in all honesty, the softer approach is best. You know, look, sweetheart, can you take your stuff out of my condo, because I'm going to shut up and I'm going to go off for a couple of weeks. Got to go and, you know, make up some story. Got to go see some friends up north, or I need to fly back to the UK just for 7 days, and I don't want you to come in here, take your stuff out, and then just gently separate the relationship. And whereas that, you know, once you've done the break, well, then you're at least out the way. But just try and plan it, guys. Stalking. One thing that is very common here is girls will stalk you. They will find where you are. They will speak to their friends and their network and try and figure out what's going on and where you are. Because remember, you know, you may have presented this glowing, oh, wow, look at this, I'm going to have a happy ever after lifestyle. And then to lose that, you know, she wants to know why. Why have I lost this? What's gone wrong? Who are you with? What are you doing? Where are you going? And it's not uncommon for the girls to stalk you. Now, if you're here on a holiday, it can be very, very annoying, because obviously you're going around the corner and suddenly, bang, she's there and she's kicking off with the other Thai girls you might be speaking to. It does put you in a bit of a situation and a bit of a problem. So again, you know, just try and think ahead of the game and say, so, okay, well, look, if I'm going to do this, I need to figure out, do I have an exit plan? Am I going to go away? Am I living here? If you're living here, well, then you've got to really give it some thought. But the point being is that stalking is not unusual. So don't be put out when you think, damn, like, you know, every time I turn around a corner, she's there, and it isn't what I was expecting. Friends network. You would not believe the network that these girls have. I've mentioned this story before about when I was sat up at Nana, in Nana Plaza. I was sat in Hillary's just having a beer, minding my own business, and at the time I was with Fon, and suddenly my phone went and she's kicking right off at me. What are you doing? You're sitting with... I'm like, what on earth? And what had happened was one of her friends walked past, recognized me, called her and said, hey, he's sitting in the bar. Now, the fact is, I wasn't actually sitting with another girl. I was just genuinely having a beer. A girl was sitting to my side, but I wasn't interacting with her. I wasn't interested in the slightest. I was just having a drink. But her friend, quite annoyingly, rang her up and said, hey, guess what he's doing? He's sat in a bar here with another girl. And she went ballistic at me. So their network... the network that they have is unbelievable. It's incredible. You know, they literally know what you're doing before you've done it yourself. And I'm sure you guys can share comments here and saying, yeah, you know, I've had this experience, I've had that experience where things have happened, and I'm like, how in the world do you know that? So be prepared that if things do go tits up, then you are going to be presented with stalking, and the chances are her friends' network are going to know where you are and what you're up to. So you do need to think about that. It's going to happen if the said day comes when you say, sweetheart, hasta la vista, baby, we're done and dusted. Now, hopefully you won't have to go down this route, but you do need to consider, if things are going really bad, to involve the police. I had to do it with Yaya. She went ballistic at me one night when we went back to our condo in Jomtien, and I had to call the security, and I had to get the police to remove her from the condo, because she was just going off the radar, mental at me, and things were just really, really quite shockingly bad. And you know, you do need to think about this. For goodness sake, if you are in a situation like that, don't put yourself in any possible conflict. Just walk out the room. It's only belongings. You can replace the belongings. Just walk out, go and get some assistance, go and get someone to security, or go and get a policeman, and let them deal with the situation. Don't get yourself involved. It really is a very volatile situation. And the best thing to do is just to remain calm. Even though it's kicking off, just remain calm, walk out the door, go and get the assistance that you need, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be enough to get her out of your life and out of your room and all the rest of it without you putting yourself in any possible danger. So please, you know, do consider it. Don't think, oh no, I'll deal with this myself. Don't do it, guys. Just let the police or let the security deal with it. That's what they're there to do, to help you. Future visits in the same area. So you've gone down, let's just say LK Metro, you've met this girl and you're having a great time. You've then decided it's becoming a sort of a relationship. Maybe she's given up work. Maybe she's spending all her time with you. Maybe you're considering that as a long-term bar accompaniment, and she's thinking, no, this is the real deal. But the problem you've got is if you go back to the area where she worked before, you are again walking into a possible minefield, because all her friends will be there. Remember, we spoke about the friends network. They'll be straight on the phone. He's here. So all her friends will know that you're there. Secondly, she will probably be there anyway, in which case then you've got the whole, has she had a drink? Is she going to kick off with me? What's going to happen? I don't know what to expect. So just be very, very careful if you do go back to the same area. Quite a few guys have said, when they start their holiday, they always start from the furthest point away and work their way in towards where they're staying. Simply because, if you do want to change your company for the next couple of days or whatever, and you're furthest away from your hotel, well then you're not going to walk that far to make the change. So it does make quite good sense, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how it would work if you're going to be in sort of Soy Buakhao area, because you're always going to be around that area. But maybe if you're staying in Soy Buakhao, you go to the far end of Walking Street or work your way back, maybe Pattaya, these different things. But the point being is, when you do go back to future visits in the same area, you may well get that tap on your shoulder and she's stood there going, hello, what are you doing? And then you're in the whole situation, oh, here we go again. So like, right, look, please, just let me say now it's over. Can we please move on? Now, one of the things that you really do need to take into consideration, is very, very important. If you're in a relationship and the whole, hey, let's go back to my village, you have now just quadrupled the intensity of your relationship, in terms of she's now going to present you to all her family, all her friends, and say, this is my white knight. Now, if you decide further down the road that it's not happening, and that in fact you want to walk away and call it a day, not only now do you have the local scenario where she is and where you are, but now her family are all sitting there going, yep, that's her, well done, you've done what you need to do, you've got yourself your white knight. Her family are now going to say, well, oh, hold on, like, why has it gone wrong? What's happened? And as you may or may not be aware, one of the massive things out here is losing face. If you're in a situation out here and you lose face, trust me, it really is not good for the Thai people. So if she loses face back home and they start pointing the finger and saying, well, why did it go wrong? What did you do wrong? Then that really does intensify the problems if you want to break up. Because quite naturally, you're going to expect her to say, well, hang on, whoa, I've shown you to my mum and dad. I've introduced you to gran and granddad, and I've introduced you to all my friends and family. We can't be splitting up. What's wrong? Let me find a solution to the problems and let's work it out. So if you do find yourself in a relationship, maybe it's a short-term one, been a couple of weeks or whatever, and the question comes, hey, should we go back to my village? Let me show you where I live. Whilst it might be a really nice thing for you guys, think, yeah, that'd be great. I can go and experience like different places. The reality is it's now cemented that relationship a lot deeper than what perhaps it was in your mind. So be prepared, guys. If you do go to the village, you've intensified your situation 4 times at least over. So just be prepared for that. Communication. Again, if you do have a relationship and it goes tits up, well, you're going to have like Facebook issues. Line is very, very popular. It's probably, I'd say, more popular than Facebook in terms of communicating with each other. So you've got all that side of things. You've got telephone calls. She might have your number. And then you're going to have to put your phone on silent every night, because when you're laying in bed asleep, or you might be otherwise occupied, and suddenly in comes a drunken phone call. These kind of things, it's quite common with Line. I mean, the nice thing about Line and Facebook and these other places, you can actually block the number. But again, you think about it from her side of the fence. I'm ringing him, dude, okay, I'll message him, ding, cannot. Well, I know what I'll do then. I'll go around and knock on his door. And you might be laying there, especially if you're in a house rather than a condominium, depending on the security status of your condominium. Some condos, they don't have security guards. You can just walk in and go to the room. Others are a little bit more conscious about the security, and you've got cards, etc. But the point I'm making is, don't be, like I said earlier, expect the unexpected. Don't be surprised if suddenly you go, I'm not expecting a pizza delivery. What's that about? You open the door and she's like, hello. And you think, oh no, man. And especially if you've got said other person behind you saying, come on, sweetheart, go and get your pizza. Let's crack on. You're like, oh man, no. So I hope this is just giving a really sort of broad spectrum about what to expect if things went tits up and that was it. I'm by no means an expert, no means whatsoever. I'm just sharing common thoughts and things that I've experienced myself. You know, like I said, with Yaya, little pocket rocket. I mean, that if you're not sure about the story, I'll just very quickly tell you that I was in a go-go bar, seen this girl for a while. I caught her looking over my shoulder constantly at this like Chinese or Korean man, whatever. So in the end, I'd say, oh, do you know what, go and sit over there, so it's fine. Oh man, she went ballistic at me. And to the point I had to ask the police to remove her because she was just kicking off and smashing the place up. Fon was a different story. Fon was a long term, and you know, that ended sadly because she lied to me about her conditions of cancer and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you know, it wasn't nice. It was a horrible situation to be in. And I know many other guys out here that have finished a relationship with a Thai girl and the explosions have been incredible. You know, if you think the firework display here is impressive, just tell a girl it's over here, because trust me, expect the unexpected, guys. It can kick off. What I would like to say though is, if you've had an experience, you know, good or bad, please, you know, I don't like painting these people. I get asked these questions all the time, and it really does put me on my back foot because I seem to be coming across sometimes as like Mr. Doom and Gloom and, oh, well, they do this and they do this. And it's not, I'm not saying everybody's that. I'm just saying these are some of the things that may or may not happen. And it's better to be forewarned and forearmed than just, you know, oh, well, I didn't expect that. So please, you know, I don't like making these videos. I do it because I'm asked many times. So I thought, well, let's just cover this one off. But as I say, you know, don't tar the brush with all the girls the same. You know, it's not like that. But just maybe better just to keep yourself on the edge a little bit. And, you know, likewise, on the other side of the coin, you may well find the most lovely woman in the world and live happily ever after, and fantastic. I often get people saying to me, hey, Trev, how you doing, mate? Well, I'm into my 12th year of marriage, my 20th year of marriage, blah, blah, blah. And I think fantastic, you know, it's fantastic. I've been with my missus 6 years, it's brilliant. So don't think it's just, oh, that's it, done and dusted. It just, these are situations where you might think to yourself, do you know what, I better just keep myself on guard here, just in case. All right, there we are. Please, guys, like I say, share your comments below, good and bad. What's been your experiences? Some of the funny things you've had to endure and experience. You know, share them out. And guys, if someone does share, one thing I don't like is if someone does share a point and maybe they've made a mistake, and they've shared it with us, don't start berating them and start giving them a hard time. You know, they've been open enough to share it with you. Let's be respectful enough to say, mate, that was a lesson you learned there, rather than saying, well, you're an idiot, blah, 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 blah. Let's keep it nice. All right, there we are. That's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. Have a look at our members link now. The members area is coming from strength to strength. It's going really, really well. I'm delighted about that, as well as Discord. If you haven't joined Discord yet, there's a link for Discord in the channel in the description of the video down below, so have a look on that one. And if you'd like to support the channel, there is a members link there as well, and your support is much appreciated. All right, there we are. That's it from me, guys. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and please, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.